pike on. Oh, oh, that's a big, oh, cut. Oh no.
Is this a dream?
Oh no.
Hi guys, and welcome to a new video. Today we will be talking about what options are out there in terms of traces and leaders to prevent pike from cutting your line. This is quite a broad topic, so I've decided to narrow it down to a situation where we're fishing on a very light rig and we are fishing for perch, but we know that pikes are also present in the water. Right now it is July, and although I'm not particularly targeting pike but rather perch, these guys are still around and they love to smash really small lures in the hotter months. I got cut like a couple of weeks ago, and that is one of the reasons why I decided to do this video, because it's definitely not a nice feeling. I'm not gonna pretend that I have the answer, because that would be a total lie. Your choice is mostly gonna be depending on how the fish are behaving in the spot you are fishing. Is that spot being fished a lot? Is it like a murky pond or like a gin clear water alpine lake? All that is going to make a big difference. So I'm pretty much going to be talking for myself today, and what works for me in the spots I'm fishing right here in London. But worry not, there will be also some fishing involved in this video. I'm gonna just introduce you really quickly to what I've selected, and then we're gonna go to the water, actually to make sure that the leader of choice is put to the test in the right condition. I decided to go in 3 sessions, not because I've blanked the first one and I wanted to make some content for this video. On all 3 occasions I went out there 3 times, and on all 3 occasions I caught fish with my leader of choice, so pretty positive. Number 1, and probably most available, is the wire trace. I actually don't have any wire trace today with me for the simple reason that I don't really use it. I've used it in the past for sure, because obviously it's very easy to find. It just doesn't quite do it for me. Firstly, it's simply unbreakable. It doesn't matter how big the pike you catch is or how much it choked your lure, it won't cut your line as long as you've got like a decent length of leader. Wire is not particularly very flexible, so on smaller lures it might just alter the action of the lure, and also one of the big letdown for me is the fact that as soon as you bend for some reason, like be it a snag or whatever, it won't come back into place. It's gonna keep the shape of the bend. So if you're snagged and you tend to have a bend, you pull back your line and you will have this crooked trace at the end of your main line. So yeah, really not ideal. Number 2 and second most popular is the large diameter fluorocarbon. This is what you will see the most when you watch your favorite angler on YouTube, but they are also generally using rather large lures, which is not quite the purpose of today's video. Here I've got a 0.7 millimeter diameter or 50-pound test line. I wouldn't go any lower than that. Some people use 0.5 millimeters, but then you increase the risk of getting your line cut. This is, I would say, the bare minimum, and you can go up to 1 millimeter diameter easily, given that you fish with large lure. The main thing is fluorocarbon is very flexible. Even at this diameter, it's still quite flexible. The flexibility means that you can actually tie knots with it. Here I've got like a similar rig as I would do with a wire or any other trace, using sleeves and swivels. But you can definitely tie this diameter fluorocarbon to your main line, so to your main braid or to your main discretion fluorocarbon, and you can also actually make snaps out of it, which are really cool. So you don't have to use any sort of metallic terminal, so it's really discreet. Also, the big advantage of fluorocarbon is that it is virtually invisible underwater. It's got the same reflection index as water, so a fish wouldn't be able to see it. Indeed, the fluorocarbon has the same index as water, but at this diameter, which is like, again, the minimum you should be using, you start questioning the discretion of this line versus a wire trace of similar strands, which will tend to be thinner. This is probably something I will be considering for fishing with bigger lure. But today we are looking at fishing with small lure if we are going for perch, so something like this. You know, if we give it a go and tie this lure to this fluorocarbon line, yeah, you will see that it doesn't quite have the weight to stretch this line, and even with a bit of action, like when you pause, this is the kind of lure you want to fish quite slowly with, potentially. You might miss the bite with this. While if you've got like 60 grams, 70 gram lure, then that will definitely do the job. Number 3 is the one we're gonna be testing today, is the titanium trace. I've got here a 7-strand. I've tried both multi-strand and monoline of titanium, and I found out that the monoline tend to break at some point. They get some weakness in the line and it would snap with no warning whatsoever. However, with the 7-strand one, I'll put the link down below where you can buy this. I never had any problem with this one. Titanium has been around for quite some time, but it hasn't picked up as much as fluorocarbon, or is not as widely available as wire. Let's go down to the river and see how this is performing. I'll be back right after this fishing session with you to tell you a little bit more about it, my impression, and also how to rig it. Let's get stuck in.
Oh, I had a bite. Oh, I had a bite. It's perch. They are going for it. Okay, let's see if I go a little bit deeper, slower. Oh, missed it again. And I missed it again. Yeah, I missed about 3 fish right here. So now the question is, and you guys feel free to comment, do you think it's because I have a titanium trace that these fish are not really committing properly to the bite? These were like very shy bites. Okay, it would be a good test to go even a size down. I'm gonna put something I really trust. It's 1-up shad. You know it from my previous video. If this doesn't catch a fish, nothing will, to be honest. Ooh. I had a bite again. Do they want it more than the other lure? I don't know. Okay, activity right there, right in front of me. What's going on? Yeah, that's pretty spot on. Fish on? Fish on, yes. It's a perch, he went for it. Yes, thank you very much. It was you hunting down there. Yes, it works. Oh, this is like choked. Oh my god. Come on, leave it. There you go. Yes, with the 1-up shad. So, yes. Okay, so that's a fish back in the water, no problem. That's a hook in my finger. Yeah, so okay, we might have found a breakthrough, guys. So I was literally not moving. I barely felt the bite right at the bottom. And we need to catch a pike, don't we? Let's try to do another perch. Make sure it was not a fluke. Oh, I missed it. I missed it. Yeah, fish on. That's a tiny perch. But that's a perch. Oh yeah, it's a very small perch. Very grey color of that sky. Yeah, ciao. Oh, missed that fish. Ah, that's a good bite. Oh, it cut my tail. That was a pike. Could well be a pike. I don't know. That's a good hit. So at the same time, I can show you how to do a Texas rig using the hook. So the fish belly facing the hook like this. Go one each here. Put it in. Twist. Yeah, and then you see where your lure is. So about here, I'm gonna mark it. Sort of in the middle. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, let's see if that was a pike. That was a fine cast as well. I don't know if, yeah, that's alright. Yeah, fish on. That's a perch, that's not a pike. Yeah, that's good. That's a good fishing. Oh, that's a nice perch. Ooh. No, I had a couple before. This one is a little bit bigger. Oh, nice fish. Yes. Yeah, definitely. Can I drop this one? Yeah, I guess I can.
So you don't take it to make a dinner?
No, it's going by. That's a beautiful perch. Wow. Oh, easy. A good old perch on the king lure. Gonna remove the hook. Yes, and that is a really nice perch. It's a chunky one as well. Okay, I'm gonna have to drop it. Yeah. Lovely. It's definitely this guy who hit me earlier. I didn't know if it was a pike or a perch. So once again, no problem, no objection to the good old titanium trace. So happy days. I was not filming, but there's another one who just went for it. Oh, that was a good bite, I swear. I was like, can't be two there, and that's another good perch. Whoa, yes, very nice. Yeah, yes, number 2 on the king lure. The king lure is smashing it. Amazing. All right. Yeah, head first. That's what we want to see.
Yeah.
Yes, fish on. Dear. That was hard. We got it. We've got it. That was hard. Gosh, that was hard. Little perch. Not easy to catch, isn't it? Oh, I missed it. Oh. That is the way they like it these days, apparently. Classic perch on the way down. They grab your lure. Some have a little bit of weeds. It's a big lure as well. Looks like the one the perch have spotted under the bridge were pretty decent. These guys are quite tiny, so maybe. Oh, did you see that? That was so cool. Oh, it's a little pike. Oh, look at that, beautiful. Woohoo! Little pike.
That is the first fish I see.
Oh, really? You should stay with me more often then.
Yeah.
Little pike from the canal. Tiny pike. Here we go, little pike.
Yeah!
So cute.
Welcome back, guys. Hope you enjoyed that little session. I surely had a great fun. I mean, it's always good fun to fish on such a small rig. I've got a 1 to 8 gram rod and a 1,000 size reel, small lure, small trace, small braid, and now the safety of a titanium trace. I mean, this makes a big difference. You know, you don't have to worry anymore about pike potentially cutting your line. It's there. If pike goes for it, then fine, you be sure to land it. For me, the point was to focus on the perch fishing and see how they would be reacting. Would they be put off by the trace, or would they feel a bit suspicious and not go for it? To be fair, it would need a lot more sessions in order to establish a trend. Before, from what I've seen, fishing in different rivers, one river, one canal, on different time of the day, different weather, and also I don't know if you guys noticed from the video, but the water in the canal was really clear, and it was a really sunny day. So you know, if perch would be put off by this, I think we would know by then. It was a little bit more difficult to fish on that day. It took me sometimes to catch that first perch, but yeah, I think it was more due to the low activity than actually perch being put off. So yeah, very happy. This is as flexible as it gets. It's really thin for me. This is a lot more discreet than a large diameter fluorocarbon, and this swims, the action is not altered at all. It's absolutely brilliant. The only downside maybe with titanium is the price tag. You will get this kind of roll of 10 meters. So it's like, yeah, I think it's 10 meters or 15 feet. I don't really remember. But that is 20 pounds. Just as a comparison, the same length with wire trace would be about 5 quid. So yes, it is 4 times the price. But this will go a long way. I mean, it doesn't bend, it comes back into place, so you can reuse the same leader over and over again. One of the advantage also with the titanium is the fact that you can actually tie knots with it. Not very complex knots, but for this attachment to your snap and to your swivel, we'll be using the same knot, and it's very easy to make, and it's super strong. This won't go off, this won't snap. I'll show you how to do it right now. So all you will need for this rig is a titanium trace, about 40 centimeters. You will need a snap for this very light rig. I like to use size 00. You will also need a swivel. I generally like to use something a little bit smaller, but for today that will do the trick. The knot we're gonna be using is the figure of 8 knot. It's extremely simple to make and very resistant. So you put it through your swivel, give yourself about 5 centimeters to be able to tie your knot. Then you go under, go above, and in the loop. And you will see this is the figure of 8. If you don't end up with this, then you're not doing it right. And just pull. And then you will need to pull quite tightly. So I'm using a plier. Just grab that and pull. Actually, it feels like the knot is not super tight, but it's fine like this. I mean, I never had a problem.
This is definitely strong enough, and you can see, yeah, I don't know if you can see, it looks like it's a bit loose, but it really isn't a problem. I really had no issue whatsoever with that. And then you repeat the same process with your snap. So in it goes. Same thing, about 5 centimeters. Go under, go above, inside the loop, and pull. Plier, pull, and snap the excess, and you are good to go. Alright, that's it for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, subscribe, whatever pleases you really, and I'll see you very soon.